What's going on, guys? Chandler's Legacy Farm here. Today we're going to be working on one of my subscribers' knives. He sent this out to me and he is wanting me to sharpen the spine. What do you think of the new t-shirt? Huh? Everything you see here today will be in the Amazon affiliate links down below. Gerber knife, the Baylite fire steel, all that good stuff, and the t-shirt. So, no further ado, let's get into this. He sent me this knife because he wants the spine to be sharp, so therefore he'll be able to strike fire steels and scratch fat wood. So he sends me this knife, and subscriber's name is Ryan, and he contacted me and he asked me if I would do this, and I was like, sure. And he asked me what I would charge, and I'm like, I'm not worried about it. As long as he sends me, enough money back to send the knife back to him, as long as he pays for shipping, I don't care. This is going to be, a 3-minute job probably. So we're going to get to that. But I thought, we'll talk about this because this one is mine. I did put a lanyard on mine just so that way I can, after I grind the spine on this, they're going to look pretty similar. I didn't want to get them mixed up. So mine has got the black lanyard. Ryan's does not have the lanyard. And mine has got, everything on the sheath. His is just the sheath. So therefore, we can keep things separated and know that I'm not going to get mine mixed up with Ryan's. But, so what he's wanting me to do is sand down the back of this spine, like you've seen me do on a lot of other videos. Quite a few other videos, actually. And I sent him some pictures. We talked. He messaged me back and forth. And we talked, and I sent him some pictures of some of the other ones that I've done. I just want him to know. I just wanted him to know that I'm not perfect at this, and whenever it's done, it's going to look kind of rough. Okay, I do not try to refine it or anything. I try to leave it kind of rough looking because if it's got a little grain and a little grit to it, it seems to help actually strike that fire steel. If it's a little grainy, okay? So this one's mine. This one is the one that I've worked on the spine. You can probably kind of see the shiny spot there. And we're going to make a shiny spot on his. So it will strike fire steel. So I'll show you what I'm working with here. This one is mine. It is the one, and it did not come with a sharp enough spine to do this either. I worked on it, and now it will strike a fire steel very well. Okay, you see that. And his came, actually, I think his is a little bit more rounded off than mine, and it will not strike anything at all. All right, I mean, it won't strike nothing at all. And another thing, I thought to myself, well, let me get something to clean this off with a little bit. I thought, well, while I have two Gerber Strongarms, let's really look at them and see if there's any differences, okay, from the factory. Let's see how closely these two knives mimic each other. So one of the first things I noticed is that mine is sharpened farther down on the blade itself. His sharpening starts right about here, right about there. Mine's down here. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but mine, the blade itself, where they started the sharpening process, mine is closer to my fist than what his is a little further away. And it's literally by a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. Somewhere in there, probably about an 1/8 of, I don't know, between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch. Mine is sharpened closer to the handle than what his is. His is just a little further away. And the swedge at the top, my swedge is wider. And the swedge, what I'm talking about is this edge right here. This edge right here. Okay, you can see how wide that is right through here. You can see the width of that. His is just a little narrower there. Just, or yeah, mine. Yes. Which one's which? Here we go. Mine is, yes, mine is wider in the swedge. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. This one is mine. Mine is actually a little wider in the swedge. I don't know if my camera is going to pick it up, but it is. Mine, the swedge was left wider on mine than his. His is narrower, a narrower swedge. So, and I mean, it's, man, I hope it comes out in the, I hope it comes out in the video right, because it's definitely different. It is definitely different. You guys may be able to pause this and zoom in and see that, but it's definitely different as far as the swedge goes. Blade length, everything's identical there. Handles feel identical. The glass breaker on the back is exactly the same. So there's just a little bit of difference in the way this was sharpened and the swedge. That's really all I can find. The everything is, I mean, identical except for those two things. That is it, guys. But I wanted to really compare apples to apples here, you know, just to see. And there is two slight differences, but we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this thing sharpened up. I'm going to get this one. No, where am I at? Yeah. This one actually does have a sharp spot right there. Huh, I see it right there. There's a sharp spot. Huh. Mine's definitely sharp all the way, but there's a sharp spot. I wonder if that happened whenever I was scratching that. I don't know. There is a sharp spot on it, though. Right there. And maybe it's from this shit being stuck to it. Maybe. I don't know. But this side, no, nothing sharp. Yeah, there's a little bitty sharp spot right there where they almost got it flat. But anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and sand this thing down, make it identical to this one, so therefore it will throw sparks. And I'll be right back in a minute. I'm not gonna video this. If you want to see me sanding down a spine on a knife, I've got a few videos out there. So I'm just gonna leave you guys right here. I'm gonna run over my sander, sand this thing down, and I'll be back. All right, guys, we're back from the sander. Worked out really good. We've got it sanded down now. You might be able to see the difference, maybe, not sure, but yeah, we got it sanded down. It did take a little bit more. This spine on this one was a little more round than on the one that I got. The one that I got wasn't, like I said, it was almost flat. This one was not quite as flat, so I had to take a little bit more material off than what I did on the on mine. But so it took a little longer, but it is it's there now. Now it will strike the fire steel. So all right, here we go. Fire steel and Ryan's Gerber Strongarm. There we go. Definitely striking fire steel. Got hot stuff staying on the side of it. Yep, not bad, guys. It'll definitely work. It will strike your fire steel now. Ryan, this will strike your fire steel now, and it will scratch fat wood. It will. So hopefully this is what Ryan wanted. Hopefully he's going to be happy with it. Like I said, I didn't charge him a dime to do it. It literally doesn't take that long to do it. But, you know, if you don't have the means to do this yourself, then, you know, sometimes you just, you know, if you want something the way you want it, then sometimes you just got to ask someone if they'll do it, you know. I mean, all it costed him was shipping it here, you know, and you know, getting it back to him. But it's doesn't look perfect. He could actually, you know, take some fine grit sandpaper, you know, and sand that off a little bit more just to refine it if that's what he wanted to do. But It's not bad. It looks mostly identical to mine. Like I said, I did have to take a little bit more material off than what I did on mine, just because mine wasn't quite as round. It was just a little, the back of the spine on mine was just a little flatter than on his. But I thank him for sending this out and making this possible. I think I mean, I know I would be happy with it. I'm happy with the way it turned out. So let's go ahead and strike this some more. I mean, it does fine. This side here might be a little duller, but it's still doing what it needs to do. And I'm not near as good at striking a fire steel with my right hand as what I am my left hand. But you can see it's showering sparks. So it's definitely going to do what needs to be done. It's pulling that ferro rod apart and sparking quite well. But we'll clean it up again. But I don't know, guys. I think it's going to work out great for him. I hope it does. Hopefully he's happy. This is the first one of my subscribers' knives that has ever been sent to me to work on. To say I was a little nervous, yeah. I mean, it's a $160 knife. It's Magnacut. You know, I was a little nervous, but I've done this enough times on my own stuff. And like I said, I sent him pictures of what some of my other stuff looks like. So therefore he can, you know, make a educated decision on whether he wanted me to do this to his knife or not. And it worked out fine. I know I would be happy with it. But that's what we got. I'll get this thing put back in the mailbox next week, get it sent back to Ryan. I appreciate everything for him sending this out. Gave me a little project, something to do, you know, something quick, something doesn't take very long. But these Gerber Strongarms, from what I can tell so far on these Magnacuts, mine has been fantastic. I really am digging mine. I did have to modify it just a little bit, but other than that, I really dig these knives. These knives are just dang near bomb proof, guys. They're awesome. So if you don't have a strong arm, I would recommend one. I really like them. Now, they are a jack of all trades knife, basically master of none. They are. They're not going to be your go-to kitchen knife, and they're not going to be your go-to bushcraft knife, but they will do all of that. There's better knives for better purposes, but when it comes to an all-purpose knife that you can do anything you want to do with it and get the job done, these are pretty damn nice, guys. They're very good. But anyway, this is it. It's Chandler's Legacy Farm. If you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe as usual. We're out of here, and we will see ya. Come on. Oh, don't do this to me again. All right, see ya.